What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is your review for Young, Rich, and African Season 2, Episode 3. So, we start off, we still at this situation that Connie done put together, child. And, Adele is not feeling it. He was like, listen, I'm a grown-ass man. I got 4 kids of my own. I'm not going to let nobody cuss at me. So, you know what? I'm out. I'm exiting stage left. And Andy probably should have left with him. But Andy stayed there, sitting by herself, looking all lonely. And I felt bad for her. Because Andy is one of those people that laughs when she gets nervous or embarrassed. So she kept laughing, which almost looked like she wasn't taking it seriously. But I think that was her way of dealing with the embarrassment of what is going on. So we have Kelly and Zari sitting on the couch talking about, across the room, talking about how Annie's husband is about to have another baby with their personal banker. And Kelly was like, well, I hope that's not true. And she was like, what do you mean it's not true? It's public information. It's out there. I mean, it's not, she was like, it's not the CIA. But I feel like what Kelly was saying was, I guess I feel like she was trying to say, I hope it's not true. Like, yeah, rumors get started. People lie on celebrities all the time kind of thing. So then we have Swanky, Naomi, and is it Naomi? And Connie. Lord, I couldn't get it out. They go to the side and they have a conversation, and she says, listen, you need to tell us what's going on between you and Annie, because you mad at us because we left the room when you were trying to introduce Boulang. But we left the room because you was being shady towards Annie, and Annie is our friend, and we was worried about her. So you need to tell us what's going on and what the real deal is. So Swanky says that basically what happened was he was on a call. Annie didn't know he was on the call, and Annie was talking shit about him. And he said it hurt because he said that she said some very vile things about him and some very, disrespectful things. And so that's why he feel the way he feel. I can't tell nobody how to feel. But I feel like I can't tell nobody how to feel. I don't know. I don't know what she said, and I can't tell you how to feel or how to be hurt. But I really expected it to be something deeper. But okay, she was talking shit behind your back. You heard it. And now you feel some kind of way. Okay. Annie and Adele are having she's going to do his podcast, and she's going to sit down with him and basically tell her story. And Adele said, listen, Annie's my friend. This is a safe space for her. And so, I want her to be able to tell her story and tell her truth. Basically, what Annie was saying was, I'm going to cut through because Annie be saying a whole lot and it just be real simple. Make a long story short, Annie was like, listen, my husband has stepped out. He has had children outside of our relationship. Not necessarily our marriage, because when they got married versus whatever. But he has had children outside of the relationship. However, this new rumor is not true. She said nobody is paying attention to the fact that this same rumor resurfaces every couple of years. She said it's the exact same person, the exact same rumor, the exact same pictures. She said nobody even fact checks to see that it's the same article from 2 years ago or 4 years ago or 6 years ago. She said it's the same thing. So she said that she never said it wasn't true. She just said that this story pops up every couple of years. Well, she did say it's not true. But anyway, so she said it's not true. She said it's the same story that's been recycling since 2014 and it's never even been edited. So she said it is not true. Now we're going to find out if it's true or not. But it's not true, according to Annie. And she said, in the meantime and in between time, this continuously hurts my children. Like, we do have children that are old enough to be on the internet, old enough to see this, and it is very hurtful to our family. And she was like, just leave us alone and leave my children alone. Now, listen, Annie, I'm going to say the same thing to you that I say about these reality stars over here in the States. You chose to go into a reality show and tell your truth. Now, it's not like somebody Googled you and found this information out. You openly talked about it on the show last year. So people are going to have their opinions about it. And everybody's opinion is just not going to align with yours. Like, I get it that in your mind, y'all went through what y'all went through. He's a better man now. He's promised not to do it again. You forgave him and you and your family have moved on. But you have to understand that everybody is going to have their own opinions. And their opinions are not going to necessarily agree with yours. Because everybody don't feel the way you feel or agree with what you're saying. And it doesn't make you wrong for wanting to stay with your husband, and it doesn't make other people right for having a different opinion. I understand the frustration and I understand the hurt, but you opened that door. Let's be clear. Most people outside of Africa didn't even know who you were. Now I know you are a big star in Africa. You are a very big star in the African movies and all that. I get it. I get it. But most people didn't know who you were, ma'am. Outside of that. So you opened that door to the rest of the world, and unfortunately, you opened the door for everybody to have an opinion. I'm sorry. Now, I'm sorry that it's hurtful to you. I'm sorry that it's hurtful. I'm definitely sorry that it's hurtful to your kids. But you created that situation. Anyway, moving on. So then we have Adele and Zari meeting up. And he brings flowers and all that good stuff. But his thing is, I have to resolve this crush that I have on Zara because it's clearly one way. It's clearly one-sided. Now, Zara on the other side is saying that she did fall for him. She fell for Adele. So in Adele's mind, she don't feel the way he feels. And so I guess his thing is, why am I going to risk my friendship with Diamond for somebody who ain't even feeling me like that? Like, why would I do that? And I understand where he's coming from, and that is a very valid question. That's a very valid statement. So she's like, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, we're both grown. Diamond doesn't get to tell me who I can and can't date. He dates whoever he wants to date. And I don't know why, why are you listening to this? And then Adele was like, listen, Diamond's my brother, and he feels some kind of way, and I'm going to respect that. I'm going to respect how he feels. Now, maybe, Zara, if you really had been honest about how you felt, and maybe you had told, Adele that you really felt some kind of way, he might have fought for you. But at this point, he done already told Diamond he going to back up. And I feel like one thing in Adele is he's a man of his word. Now, he may do some things and say some things, but I think he's ultimately a man of his word. Now, while this is going on, we got Diamond and, what her name is? The dancehall star. I don't have my names in front of me. But we have the two of them meeting up. She goes over his house for a quote-unquote date. First of all, it wasn't no date. You went over there to do exactly what y'all ended up doing. You went over there to give him a little piece. And listen, you young and you own your sexuality and you are sexually free. So I ain't mad at you and I ain't judging you. But girl, that's what you went over there for. Because you walked in the door, you was half-ass naked. You wanted him to see that you was half-ass naked. And when the conversation turned, you asked about, Zara and everything, and you were like, look, I don't understand why everybody has such a problem with you dating. I mean, you could date whoever you want to date. I mean, Zara shouldn't have no problem with it. And in my mind, I'm like, Zara ain't the one that has the issue. It's Diamond that got the issue with Zara dating. But that whole thing is dysfunctional as far as I'm concerned anyway. I mean, there's co-parenting, there's healthy co-parenting, and then there's dysfunctional co-parenting. The two of them, I don't think, have sorted out their feelings for each other. So whenever they start dating other people, I think Zara is fine with Diamond as long as Diamond is just out here fucking around. If he ever were to get serious to settle down with somebody and like, I'm tired of that life, she's the one for me, I think Zara would have a whole fit and it would be a whole crazy African woman trying to get at it. I really do. I think she's not threatened because at the end of the day, Diamond comes back to her. So anyway, the two of them get to kissing. And he was like, oh my gosh, that's the best kiss I ever had. Oh my gosh, let's go upstairs and finish this conversation. Okay, so they went upstairs. So they went upstairs and the cameras didn't. So Two Baba comes to town. He brings Andy's kids because, she's feeling some kind of way. And he comes to town with his kids. And she is loving it. She is happy to see them. She can't control herself. She's so happy. And we happy for her, okay? The guys go play in basketball. We have Adele, Lewis, and DJ Naked. And then eventually Swanky shows up. Now listen. I knew when Swanky showed up, it was going to be a whole situation because Swanky is hilarious. And there's nothing about Swanky that says to me basketball player other than his height, right? Swanky shows up with a Hermes blanket wrapped around him. Now, to his credit, he does have on sneakers and he does have on like leggings and some sweat shorts and like a tank top when he finally takes the blanket off, okay? But Swanky cannot do anything without doing it in a diva mentality, okay? So before he gets there, though, Lewis is talking to Naked and Adele, And Adele, I don't feel like Adele is feeling Lewis. I think I don't, because he was like making these little smart comments, and he was sort of coming for him. So I feel like he ain't really feeling him like that. So, um, he says that he feels like Connie stole his moment. He said, he had been working on his toast, and he was ready to meet everybody, and he feels like the way Connie did it, it sort of stole his moment, and it created drama, and people were focused on everything else that was going on instead of focusing on him, and he just felt like that was stolen from him. And Dele is kind of side-eyeing him like, okay. Now, they have a whole situation set up at the basketball court with wine and finger food and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, I ain't never seen this down to the basketball court when the guys go play basketball. You good if somebody bought some Gatorade for the crew, okay? But okay, y'all, girl, do your thing. I mean, not girl. Y'all guys do y'all thing. So they end up doing the toast, and, Adele was like, well, I guess he got his toast anyway. I mean, he still made his toast, and it was basic, and I don't know how the hell he worked on that all night. What in the world? So then Lewis starts telling this story about how he knows Boulain, and how, he had invited her to his first event, and how she left because he forgot to get her accommodations. And Swanky was like, okay, well, that's not her fault. That's your fault. He was like, no. I mean, I feel bad. I really wish I could apologize again. I feel bad. And Swanky was like, yeah, I mean, she's the queen. How could you do that? He was like, how do you screw that up? I mean, how do you invite the queen somewhere and you don't give her somewhere to lay her head? Like, what are you doing? He was like, she was supposed to leave. I said, I know that's right, Swanky. You better let him know. Because I feel like Lewis was trying to go one way with that conversation, but Swanky was like, no, you're not. You're not going to make this about my girl. My girl did what she was supposed to do, okay? And then he said, well, I really hope that I, have an opportunity to apologize. I really want to apologize. I want to apologize, child. So then we have the Dancehall Queen. She's set up an evening for the ladies so that she could get to know them better. And first person that shows up is Nadia. And she basically lets Nadia know that her and Diamond got it in. That her and Diamond, met up and they did what they do, honey. But the rest of the ladies show up, including Boulain. Everybody is there. And she has, even Annie showed up. She was late, but she showed up. And she invited them to a painting set, basically, but it was a almost naked man. Now, they kept talking about this man being naked. The man was not naked. The man had on a thong, okay? He was laying with the fruit in front of his, nether regions. But behind the fruit, he did have on a thong, child. So he wasn't showing y'all no business, okay? But anyway, they sat down to talk and to paint. And it was sort of quiet. I mean, it wasn't really, doing, at first it was sort of quiet. Everybody was kind of, like, I guess, being nervous or doing their own thing. And so Miss Dancehall Queen was like, well, why don't everybody just say something nice about, let's go around the room and everybody say something nice about each other. And baby, they couldn't do it. They were like, what is she talking about? Ain't nobody about to say nothing nice. What in the world? What is this about? And she was like, dang, like, y'all can't even say something nice about each other? So that kind of was a dud. That kind of went want, right? So later on in the evening, Dancehall Queen ends up pulling Boulain aside and let Boulain know that her and Diamond hit it, child. I guess she just want everybody to know that her and Diamond hit it. I don't know. I'm happy for her. Her and Diamond, okay? I guess it was good. So then we see Tubaba meet up with the guys. And basically, Tubaba was like, look, I don't have no problem meeting up with the guys as long as none of them step out of line, as long as they don't get disrespectful and say something they don't need to say. We good. We cool. I don't care. I'm not tripping. Okay? So we see the guys get together. And basically, they talk all around it. Don't nobody really ask him point blank, is it true? But he's like, look, I'm just trying to get everything straight. Trying to get my mind right. Trying to make sure my family is good. And just put, just shout out the other stuff, Just keep all that other stuff, on the outside. So that was pretty much that. I mean, it was cool. It wasn't nothing, too deep with that. Naked came through. I believe Naked came through. I don't know. And then in the last scene, we see Swanky having a spa day with Nadia and Dancehall Queen. And Dancehall Queen was like, Nadia was like, well, I'm not going to tell her secret. I ain't going to say nothing. And then as soon as they got there, she was like, well, Dancehall Queen slept with Diamond. And she was like, damn, girl, I thought we wasn't going to say nothing. Like, what? Why are you telling my business? And Swanky basically said, listen, I warned you against sleeping with Diamond. I'm not mad at you, but I just know this ain't going to end well. And I tried to tell y'all this ain't going to end well, okay? But anyway, that was pretty much the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all been in my comments talking about, oh, I can't wait till you get to this episode. I can't wait till you get to that episode. So, child, I'm trying to get there, honey. I'm trying to get there. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.